Okay guys, so what we've got is the XA fenders down in the bottom room. We've given it a wipe down and a hit with the 80 grit on a DA, and then we've given a wash over with prep wash. So what we're going to hit it with is Balkan Etch primer. Now that's a single pack epoxy and actually goes on really good. So not what I'm going to do on the XA when we get around to painting it, but for what we're doing with this fender, it's good enough. So when we get around to doing the body, we're going to do an Epitech epoxy primer on it, because it's got a rust inhibiting factor built into it, and it's sandable, goes on really nice. It's what we've been using on Dylan's car, what I used on the Fairlane, and you can actually use filler over the top of it so you're not filling on bare metal. This one is just going to seal the bare metal, and then I'm going to hit it with a 4:1 high fill primer after it's flashed off, and what that'll do is then give us a surface to block, and we can then fill on top of that. So good enough for what we're doing. Now this stuff here is ready to use out of the can, no thinning required, and hopefully we've got enough left in there to do what we need to do. So I'll get this mixed up, I'll get a mask on, and we'll get in there and give it a couple of hits. Alright. Okay, so watch me make a mess of this trying to do it one-handed. So we've got the gun set up, and I've got the air pressure set where I think it should be. Now we're going to try and look and see what kind of fan we got. And we want more fluid than that. Bit more air. Okay, so we're happy with that. We'll put the camera up inside and we'll get in and get a coat of this on here. So like I said, we've gone over it with the DA. It's all clean, ready to go. We'll belt a couple of coats of this on and let you see from there. Rightio, so we've got the high fill mixed up, 4:1. Got it in the gun and got a little bit left over there in case we need any more. So I'm going to get in and get it on here before the bugs hook in. So the etch is laid down okay. Now that it's got that on there, you can really see the dents and warps in the panel, but is what it is. We've knocked it out as straight as we can get it with what I've got. The rest on this particular one is going to be high fill and some filler. So that's ready to go. We're going to run through setting the the spray pattern up on the piece of cardboard again, and we'll get into it from there, and then bring us back down and show you the finished product. Alright, so let's go and have a look. We've got everything cleaned up now. The last couple of coats have been on for a little while now. It's a fairly humid night, but now we do have a run through there, more of a hang than a run, I suppose. That doesn't matter, we're just trying to get the product on there, and this is to sand anyway. But other than that, the rest of it came up good. So that'll give us a base where we can flick a bit of black primer or black paint, dust it over the top, we'll sand it, Obviously we're going to have to fill around where we welded the patches in front and back, and along the top edge where there's some dents and damage along there from over the years. But as a whole, for a guard that we got in a group of 3 for $50 for all 3, this was the best of the worst. So it's actually quite usable. Alright, so that's where we're going to leave it for now. Again, only a really short one. Let me turn that off. So, because this week has been really humid and wet, and Thursday we're going to have to get in and give the yard a good go over. So, because it's turning into a jungle. Well, you can see out there it's dark. But yeah, so Thursday we'll get in and do that, and then we've got to head down the coast for my daughter for another cheer nationals. So nothing going on this weekend except what's going on down there. And yeah, and then we'll get back into it from there. So this will probably be it until next week now, I suppose. But that'll give that primer a little bit of time to set off, and then we can get in and block it and see how whoopty that guard is and how dented it is, and go from there and get some filler onto it and see how hard it is to work out. So again, thanks for watching, thanks for sticking around, and till next time, see you then. Bye.